Welcome to Derry. Episode 4 has debuted. Grace and I, right here on Carnage Candy, have watched it, and now we're going to review it, break it down, and talk about our thoughts right here on Carnage Candy. Make sure and like and subscribe if you like horror content, and pound that bell button. Pound it to death. I don't know. Anyways,
Ring that bell.
pound the bell. After a semi-lackluster episode, we get this, and I gotta say, I thought this was a pretty big heater. How about you?
I did not.
What?
I did not.
Oh man, you suck.
I thought there was one kind of interesting thing that happened this episode, and it just kind of I will be very honest, I was very, very, very bored with this
Oh,
episode.
you suck.
If
you
I probably would have turned it off and just looked at Cliff Notes if we weren't doing what we were doing.
Oh man, you're such an a-hole.
No, it's not that. I think for me, with it or Pennywise, like the being, like I don't need to know a ton about it, and I think it makes the being more terrifying when you don't know a ton about it. And this one does a very, very big lore drop of it at the end, and I didn't really want that. I wanted it to stay more hidden, and it just, like I said, it just makes it scarier to me. And knowing all that information, it was kind of a man, I kind of wanted that to just kind of be saved and not known about. But that's just me.
Yeah, spoiler. Yeah, but I already knew all that. So it's I knew that Pennywise was an alien. So
well, yeah, I know he's an alien, but I'm talking about how deep they went into like the back lore of it and everything. Everybody knows he's an alien.
Yeah.
I mean, you could tell that whenever you watch the two movies. It's not that. It's just the whole lore that they give at the end of the episode. I was kind of like, okay, like I get it.
Anyways, let's start fresh from the top right here. We have some kind of alliances forming between the parents. We have Will's mommy and daddy actually kind of start to come into the fray here in the fight. We get we'll bounce back and forth, but I want to focus first on this kind of Will's dad is kind of in on it. They go on this little fishing trip because Mama says they need to spend some time together. And this is kind of the first time we get, besides our grown-up loser club, we get a parent seeing it and being sympathetic for their kids who are hallucinating. And we also get a small flash where it's almost like when he's getting the tackle box, he registers that something's happening to Will. Maybe that little touch of The Shining we were joking about.
I just thought he heard him.
Yeah, maybe he heard him.
I just thought he heard him scream. Yeah.
But it was very first off, what kind of fisherman leaves his tackle box in the car? Like, I don't.
Yeah, and also, what kind of fisherman leaves his son in the middle of a creek by himself?
Yeah.
That's the main issue that we need to be talking about.
It's a river,
here.
Grayson. It's a big stream.
Even then, like, yeah, I would never leave my child in the middle of the fucking woods in a river by himself. Run off to my car that's about 200 yards away.
With all due respect, you are scared of water parks as well, so.
Well, not only that, I mean, you're in the middle of the woods.
Could be crocodiles in there, man. Like, I don't know.
No, it could be any kind of animal could attack him.
Like a big moose.
Anything can happen out there. Like, yeah, especially with all the stuff that's going on. He already knows there's weird stuff going on by what the general told him.
Yeah.
So, like, no, I would not leave my child out there.
But yeah, Will gets pulled under. Will does later say that the scariest thing he could think of was his dad burning alive after he got shot down in his plane whenever they're at the... So that's how Pennywise kind of gets to him. He's got some bruises and stuff. And then he and his father both see a balloon. So that kind of ties in. And then this is after he's confessed to his mom that they're basically Ghostbusters after that really bad cemetery sequence last week. And the mom also is like, okay. Not only are Will's parents kind of backing him on his ghost, we also get a small section with Lily, who the gang kind of says she should talk to her mom, but instead she talks to her nurse. at the diner. What are your thoughts on that? I got some chuckles from you, nerd.
Yeah, here's the thing. If you see Lily's character is going to be brought up into like a plot in an episode, you already know what's going to happen.
What's that?
She's going to get blamed for something.
Dude, this
Like,
was
God.
completely heartbreaking and like the worst thing ever. You seem like super annoyed. What's wrong?
I am.
Why?
I'm just so tired of Lily every episode. It's like, God, give this girl something. Like, she's like, this town's already making fun of her. Like, she's already been in the asylum. She's, trying to help Ronnie. Ronnie's getting mad at her. Now she's got Marge, who's trying to betray her, but Marge has a change of heart. And then she's going to save her from old Snail Eyes. And then all of a sudden, oh, look, she has a thing in her hand. Guess what? She going back to Juniper Hills or whatever. Just, God, give this girl a break. Jesus.
Did you? Man, I gotta be honest. It seems like you watched this episode on the wrong side of the bed, Grayson.
No, it's just I'm tired of it already. I get it, man. Like, give her a break. Let somebody else take the heat for a little bit.
But
Jesus.
But Marge's scene is the best scene of this episode.
It is 100. It 100% is.
Yeah.
In the episode, Marge is, I guess, grossed out by snails. You don't see a lot of it, but I guess in the class she kind of like winces whenever they're watching a video in a science class about snails, which the being, the entity, Pennywise, whatever you want to call it, takes advantage of and makes it seem like her eyes have turned into a snail's eyes, which have ejected out of her head.
Pretty gross.
Not ejected, but protrude out. And it is a cool scene.
Yeah.
Like it's really the best scene of the whole episode. But that leads to Lily trying to help her, which does not go well.
And I gotta say, I wish that, I don't know if it'll carry on other episodes, but I love like Lily stealing her mom's Xanax.
I did say out loud, I guess they're pill poppers now, I guess. Like, they just pop in pills.
Yeah, and it is like, you know how in like Nightmare on Elm Street, it's like the kids do everything to stay awake? It's like,
yes,
taking some kind of tranquilizers is probably a logical step that the Losers Club probably should have tried as well.
Yeah, they had some other things going on. I will admit, Pennywise was a lot more aggressive with them than he is with this section of. It's like,
Pennywise
it was pretty quick with them.
Yeah, Pennywise is like, I got 8 episodes. I got all the time in the world.
I could take a break for at least 3 and give them some slack.
So we're watching, and Chelsea is like covering her eyes and stuff, and I'm like, no, watch it, because it's gonna be awesome. And she uses a bandsaw to cut the snail eyes off of her, but Chelsea's just like, my wife, she's just like, oh no, Lily's going back to Juniper Hills.
I thought it was going back to like it was gonna cut off the top of her head. I thought she was gonna be dead, but no, she I guess it cut some of her head because blood sprays, but I didn't really see like anything happen.
Yeah, and I do. So it looked like she did suffer some kind of eye wound, right? Maybe, I don't know how it was sustained, but her right eye is out. I thought that was whenever she was chopping at the first one with that pick she had. Maybe that's how it got inflicted. Right? But everybody walks in. There is really blood there, and they do see Lily with the chisel. So that kind of takes us to our theory earlier about our parents kind of seeing what the children see. And it's kind of inconsistent here with Bowers, and they kind of make fun of the photos, but the clown is still there. So it's like, it's weird that the ghouls aren't there, but they do. But the picture of Pennywise is there, and the adults do see it, but they just write it off. I guess it's because the ghouls are in their imagination, whereas Pennywise is the one causing it. Yeah. So Pennywise would still be there, but the illusions and everything that he's throwing out wouldn't be. Yeah, maybe he's like a constant variable, right? He's like uniform. Exactly. So with that, we also get Will's mom kind of helping out our original. I can't remember his name, but he's in jail. for the murder of our original victim with the bats, with the bat baby. And it turns out he was sleeping around with a white lady, which is, I guess in Derry, lynchable. Even though they are in the North, this is civil rights era. So, he doesn't want that news to come out. He also is scared that the woman he was sleeping with will be punished, which is why he won't give Bowers his alibi. So we'll kind of see how that develops too, I guess. Pretty interesting.
Yeah. It's just it's another subplot that they're kind of leading somewhere. I guess this is to make Bowers like a more important character in this setting.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. Bowers does kind of have, he takes offense to Will's mom's kind of suggestions, and he's like, this isn't the South. But we know Bowers is pretty shitty anyway.
Yes.
We kind of go over to Holleran, who gets a warning from either his mom or grandma or some kind of family member to like, hey, you better watch out because this shit's real, which he already kind of knows. But it turns out that, at least in this universe, Holleran and his brothers in arms are creating what I'm assuming is going to end up being the black spot where the fire happens. It sounds
that's what I thought was kind of coming as well. And that's what I was going to kind of talk to you about, is I thought that's where they were going with that, because it is outside of the base as well.
Yeah. I'm assuming so. I think in my head I just pictured it like a much larger juke joint, kind of like Sinners, like a big barn or something like that. And it was very small. But I guess we'll see how that hammers out. But that one's kind of like a fuse that's lit in my head, so to speak. Is like that's got to burn down by the end of it. And yeah, I think that we kind of, with Will's dad, like talking to Holleran, and Holleran kind of frustratingly pulls away instead of offering a helping hand right off the bat. I was like, I don't know, man. Same thing with Alien Earth, where it's like, I don't know, man. I don't think we have the episodes for Holleran to be resisting helping at every turn here.
Which was another kind of like frustration that I had, because of what Hanlon and Holleran have been through already. You figured that they would have already jumped in, and Holleran and Hanlon would have had a conversation, and Holleran could have been like, hey, this is what's going on. You need to be very, very careful with your son right now.
Sure. Yeah.
So I was disappointed. I understand it's episode 4, and this will probably be like an 8 to 10 episode season. So there still is a little more wiggle room. So we'll see how it goes in the next couple episodes.
Yeah. Maybe the black spot burning or something will like trigger Holleran to come full circle. But I feel like he already would have, especially with this experience.
For sure.
Oh, excuse me. But yeah, besides that, not too much is happening here. The cemetery does kind of turn into a big giant nothing burger, except to reveal that there's going to be no police help here, which we already understand as an audience that the police do not give a shit.
Yeah, exactly. There's no reason to explain it, because we all knew last episode, whenever they took all the pictures, that wasn't going to amount to anything.
Yeah.
Like, I was expecting the pictures to like burn or something like that.
Yeah, it is good to like at least notate some kind of out of the box effort for these kids to try to figure out in a different way than the Losers Club did, because the Losers Club, they figured out like instantly that adults just couldn't see it. And everybody in the Loser Club just has shitty parents, right? So it's a little bit different with these dynamics, because like Ronnie's grandma is not bad. Will's parents are not bad. We don't know if Richie's parents are bad or not, but like, the parents aren't just empty shells of people in this like they were in the first the first round and
they're well more fleshed out. Like you have a lot more that you can go on with these characters than you do in the miniseries and in the movie.
Yeah. But I think the lore dump at the end, I did like the kind of assertion that Holleran is like an invader when he wants information, and it's not a pleasant experience. He just can't like sense people's minds. So
Yeah.
I did like that kind of probing, and I like the performance of him like scraping his own head with his fingers and kind of
It's like he put on a mask at the end with his fingers.
yeah, it's kind of like palmed himself, and yeah, we do get like a really big lore dump here, and it's like I don't know, yeah, I don't know if I didn't like it as much as you didn't like it, but
No,
it is a lot to share via with the
it
VO.
is. It's the last. I think it's like the last 10 to 15 minutes of the episode is this big lore dump about the beast that came to the world. So, and it's not like I wouldn't have minded it if the show would have kind of started with that, but for me, by episode 4, I'm kind of already ready to like start seeing things really start to come unglued and start leading towards what's going to happen. And I feel like this is just kind of a, hey, let's put this in to fill out this episode type of thing to me.
Like we need
That's
10
what
minutes.
it felt
We have
like.
10 minutes of
Yes.
space left.
And it didn't feel like it should be in an episode 4. That felt like it should have been like the opening of episode 1 or 2.
Yeah.
To kind of explain.
I think maybe even like that's like maybe the kids stumble upon this information when they hit the lair at the end of the season entirely.
For
right?
sure. Maybe find like a journal or something that was left around, or the aunt Rose like stops and talks to him and tells them before they go on their adventure. So it was just like a really weird pacing to put it right there. And I understand it's there for Holleran to kind of be able to explain what's going on and find what they're going for,
and to show the extraction, because it is it is interesting that like he's just a bystander in the memory rather than him like pulling the information directly. I did like at the end, we'll get to the flashbacks here or to the lore dump in a second, but I really did like the kind of ant twitching and the kid Taniel like being conscious that there's a stranger here. And then Holleran is kind of creepy in his mind, Holleran.
Yeah, it almost makes you think he's Pennywise at first.
Yeah, exactly. But I thought that was interesting,
It is for sure that the reason why he's so weird is because he's not supposed to be in there. So of course it's going to be like what is this all about? Which was neat. Like it's very neat that they did that.
And I think that The Shining is often displayed as like just a sensation or a feeling. Like obviously Holleran and even Danny Torrance, like when they experience stuff, like it, unless it's like really extreme, because Danny had like seizures and stuff. Remember, he'd have like panic attacks and shit after he came out of his hallucinations. But like Holleran was like kind of adept at it to where he just kind of saw stuff and he was like, "Oh, that's fucking scary," and then he just went on his day. So I do like it to where it's like, no, Holleran has to like set up, and if he wants info that people aren't open to, he has to be like mind freakish about it. So that was pretty cool. But this lore dump is extensive, but I gotta say, I thought it was awesome that what the Native Americans were scared of was Christian missionaries.
Yeah, for sure. Which they should be.
Yeah,
like, they should have been scared of that with everything they went through.
Yeah, and I will say I really like the baby Jesus with a crown of thorns and a spear coming out of that.
That came out of the chest.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty sweet.
It is. It was really cool. The effects in it this week are a lot better than they were the previous week.
Yeah.
There are a couple of scenes.
There's still like series quality.
Like the eyes are ridiculous, but it's so wild that you kind of enjoy how ridiculous it is.
Mm-hmm.
But there was some stuff that you're like, oh man, he really kind of rubbery looking, but it's supposed to be that way. He's supposed to be awkward.
Yeah. And I think that like with series, like people are far more willing to forgive than
because there's so many ways you can fix anything that happens in like the next couple of episodes.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was a good one. I liked Marge's set piece a lot. I guess I'm not quite as tired as Lily going back to Juniper, but like you are right. This is like the third time this in 4 episodes she's been sent back.
Well, it's not, man, because in episode 1 they kind of reference it, and then she ends up, being in trouble in the next episode because she already has a past.
Yeah.
The following episode, she has the breakdown in the pickle aisle, and then she goes back, and then Ronnie's yelling at her. Ronnie's still yelling at this poor girl.
Yeah, Ronnie needs to give her a break.
There is a part that I'm like, come on, Ronnie. Like, you're seeing this stuff too. She's already been back once.
Yeah.
She went to the police with you to try her best. Cut her some slack.
Yeah.
Like, let's lay off of her a little bit.
But yeah, I think it was definitely better than last week, but it's still not. It's still not as good as episode 1 or 2 for sure.
It's not, and I think that's the thing I was kind of thinking about while watching this episode is it's not episode 1 or 2, and it wasn't as bad as episode 3 was, but it's still kind of okay, let's get this bad boy rolling now.
Yeah.
Like, let's start really making I figured by this point we would start to see like some of the town getting a little wacky or something, but it's still kind of like, no, we're still talking about the stories with all these different characters right now.
Yeah, I'm also surprised there's not more kids going missing. It's been like 3 weeks and like the town, it's not talking about kids going missing or like there's no news article. There is a sense of scale missing here from the kidnapping crisis that's not happening.
Yes. I think it's kind of rumored that there were kids that were going missing because I think Hanlon's wife talks about it to the sheriff.
Yeah.
To Bowers, because she says something like, well, if there's people going missing, then you know that the suspect or whatever is still out there.
Yeah.
Or the kidnapper's still out there. But yeah, it is kind of weird that you don't have anything else happening besides just a core group right now. The town isn't really being affected besides these core people.
Yeah, and what's surprising is like that's all very solvable with like transitional newspapers getting thrown down on a table or like quick shots of Bowers at a press conference before moving on to the next scene, just to give us like I don't know. It's just like the town doesn't seem like malaised by this really. So
not yet.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, but we are getting pretty deep into the season at this point. So what are your kind of hopes for the next episode?
I really, really hope that Pennywise does make like a big appearance in the next episode.
I think it's time.
I think that I'm finally ready for him to like make a big presence, not just kind of, oh, I think I see him, or oh yeah, that's him in the shadows with the balloon. Like, go ahead and make his presence known now so we can kind of get this really moving. And if you want to use Shaw, like, we definitely need to have him talk more to Hanlon and Halloran about what's going on. And I kind of figure that's what's going to happen in the next episode, especially with that big piece that Halloran just found out about.
Yeah.
Probably going to be like, okay, you know about this because I know you know his aunt.
Yeah, I really don't want like Shaw to just be like, when they leave the interrogation room, I don't want Shaw to be like, pretty creepy shit, huh? And then Hanlon be like, hey, but really, can you just tell me? Like, I kind of need Shaw to be like, I just want Hanlon to just know there's a being here that kills kids every 27 years. We're trying to kill it or find it or harness its power or whatever. Just tell him straight up instead of being like, here's a cryptic scene through a window.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it would make more sense, especially since they kind of showed a softer side to Shaw whenever he was talking to Rose in the previous episode. So I'm really hoping that Shaw doesn't just become the a-hole general. Yes. I hope that they make him a way better character than just, no, we're doing this by the book. We got to get this done. Like, I want him to be more of a human-like character in this to really, honestly, make the story a lot better.
Yeah.
I don't want to say, oh, he's military, he's immediately evil. I wouldn't mind if he slowly went to that. Like, he starts off human and you see him go over to the evil side. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I don't want just nope, military classified, no need to tell anybody anything.
Yeah, and I do think that like eventually, since this is like kind of Cold War era shit, like I do think the goal is going to be like we have to use this against the Russians, right? I do think that
Yeah.
that's what, and I would not mind if Shaw went that direction, but like as long as it's not like full blown evil, I think if Shaw was
Yes.
just like misguided in thinking like we have to use the powers of good to then use this against the powers of evil, which are Russians, right? So
Yes.
maybe he's, agnostic in that way instead of like like exactly what you're saying, where it's like this is a military weapon, we have to use it.
Because we've already seen that a billion times. Like we get that. Just make something a little more interesting for us.
Yeah,
Which I think they really will. Why else would you get James Remar unless you were going to do something really cool with him?
exactly. Yeah, I think that they're I do wonder, because it's like a general audience, like they want to know more information about everything, right?
Yes.
You and I are pretty unique in our takes. Like I always think about the John Wick universe, and it's like in a lot of ways I was wrong. Like the John Wick universe, like did get more interesting with more sequels and stuff. But I still think they show too much of it. Like I still think we know too much about the universe, and I think I'd like it more if I knew less. But I think one of the biggest issues with Stephen King is like Stephen King does not write good endings, and that's because no reality of what something is lives up to what the premise of something is, right? So it's like when you think about a book like Under the Dome, or it, and it's like it's revealed like what it is. It's like, oh,
Mhm.
okay. It's like I've read 900 pages. I've read 900 pages to figure it out. Nothing was going to live up to what it could have been in my head.
Which is it's 900 pages. Your mind is going crazy at that point, and
Yeah.
then to just be, hey, it's an alien. Oh,
Yeah.
it's going to be He-Man.
Yeah. But even so, like seeing the asteroid crash is like, oh man, that's kind of lame. Like,
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was, getting into at the beginning of this. I didn't want to see like the crash or anything. It was a lot scarier to me to just think that it had been there the whole time and
Yeah.
not, oh, it crashed from space. And I think that's what kind of took me out of it a little bit was, oh, I
Or
didn't want to see that. Like I just
even
wanted it to
them.
be the being that was always there.
Yeah, like even if they wandered into a cave and found a weird rock structure, like that's
Mhm.
scarier than us knowing that the rock structure came from outer space. Or,
Yes.
it's just like crash here by accident. Like that's way less sinister than.
It is, because it's almost a, well, it has to survive situation. It's
Yeah,
not as menacing as it is a, maybe it was a curse that was placed on the land or something like that. Because
yeah,
that's scarier to me than, oops, I made a wrong turn and I
yeah.
crashed on this planet.
Then
Gotta eat
you
somehow.
just see Tim Curry, Mayday, Mayday, I'm going down.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I picture. My mind is so crazy that whenever I picture like the asteroid or it crashing into it, I am picturing Pennywise radioing into his home base of, we're going down, I'm gonna need assistance, and then crashing in.
The man in
Like
black has like a radio tower on top of the dark tower.
exactly.
He's like, head for Derry. That's where I make most of the fucked up shit happen anyway.
You'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Lots of kids
It's
to eat up in
Maine.
Maine.
Everybody hates Maine. Go there. You'll fit right in.
The natives are gonna beat the shit out of you for about 300 years, but after that, you'll be able to eat every 30.
You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. You'll take a rest, get back up, eat some more. It'll be great. You'll love it.
Well, here's to hoping that episode 5 starts to turn the corner. But
I think it will. I think these are two of the, hey, this is where these stories are going, and it's going to be slowly kind of pulling them all together and solving some at the same time to get to the ending of this. Because I don't know if this is going to be a show that is just a one season, you get everything you need, or if it is going to be a two-parter like the movie was.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we're going to have a kids and then an adults thing, or if this is all just kind of into one season here.
yeah, and that's the fear for me is it not fitting in one season. But
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. Make sure and go check out the playlist, which I'm going to put over my bald head. I got a fresh shave tonight. Check out the playlist of Welcome to Derry. Make sure and like and subscribe if you haven't. Leave a comment on what you thought it was going to be before the big reveal today. But yeah, we love y'all. Thanks for watching Carnage Candy, and we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.